Hello everyone, this is Mike with Play More Games with a start of a new series. Today we're going to be playing GTS, Grand Tactical Series, Operation Mercury, The Invasion of Crete. So just a little bit about the game. It is published by Multi-Man Publishing. The series creator, Adam Starkweather, who we've been following his other designs for the company scale system. We've played Saipan and the Little Land so far, and some of my other playlists. So this game in particular was developed by Joe Chacon, apologies, and artist, if I recall correctly, I think it's Nick Richardson, or Nicholas Scooby. Let's just look at it and cut this all out. Oh, there we go. That's why I thought of it. So the developer, Nick Richardson, artist, Nicholas Scooby. So I was right. I'm going to leave that in, because it just proves that I was right, and I was right from the beginning. Okay, so if you're like me, I have long admired the GTS series from afar. I have The Greatest Day. I have Operation Mercury. Maybe you just picked it up on their incredible sale for $40. Maybe it's been sitting on the shelf of shame. Maybe you're just getting into it. I am just getting into it too. If you followed my Twitter account, one of the things that I have said the last couple of years is every year I want to learn one game or one system, that I previously thought, to put it kindly, was not smart enough for. Last year was Empire of the Sun by Mark Herman. This year it's GTS. So GTS shares a lot of concepts with Adam's other design, company scale system. This video is not a referendum between the two. I think both systems are a lot of fun. But having played CSS first, it definitely made it a little bit easier to get into this. So let's get started. We're going to start with Scenario 1, and then we'll look at Scenario 3 and Scenario 5. Those cover the three big drop zones. And then we'll look at, I think, Scenario 7 and 8, which are counterattacks on the main island. And then eventually the goal is to work up to the campaign. We'll see. As long as I'm having fun, we'll keep playing. Okay, so we'll get started. And I'm going to probably spend a good amount of time talking through a lot of it for the first couple turns. One, to keep it straight in my head. I have the rules document pulled up along with the campaign rules. We already looked at those when I blanked on who did what on this game. But as things go on, we'll explain less and less. So I will assume that even though this is a playthrough geared towards new players, I'll assume you have read through the rulebook at least once or twice. There's a lot in there, and there's a lot of nuance in there that isn't made apparent until you go to play the game. So just a quick overview of the module, really fast here. You have your charts up here. This is a terrain effects chart. No surprises here. Units are sorted into types, and it's colored leg, wheeled, tracked. Depending on the terrain type, you look up the associated costs. Does it block line of sight? Is there a defensive fire modifier? Any comments? On the back is your combat results table, modifiers, sequence of play, all that good stuff. This button has scenario notes. This button is your turn track. Here's our mug. Over here is our randomized Greek units, already taken care of that. Here's our command and dispatch tracks. On the first turn, when we start the game, we do not roll for the Fallschirmjäger Regiment 2. Here's our event chit piles. Here's our division trackers. So we can see that allies are all in. However, these units need to land via parachute. Graveyard. Assault chart, we're not going to use it. This is for deactivating activated units. This removes barrage markers. And then kind of like the zoom in and out. So let's pop in a little bit closer so you can see a little bit more detail. Here's how the game ends. We start at the 1500 hour turn on the 20th, and we go until the 1900 hour on the 21st. So in that time, at the end of any turn, if the Germans have captured this port hex and these 2 airfield hexes, they win. The Allies need to inflict 13 step losses. If they do that, they win. Neither player achieves neither goal. By the end of the game, neither player wins. So I've played this twice before, and I'm actually in an email match about this right now. But the times that I've played it, they've both been draws. So I'm looking to get something that's not a draw. Okay, so let's start with the landing. So we'll drop. So actually, before we drop, we do air power, air attacks. So I'm going to send these over here, and we're going to designate. There's 5 here, but we should only get 4. So right now, I am just looking for units that have positive modifiers. Those are going to be the ones that we're going to pick on. So this mortar, this anti-tank, and let's do this Greek unit here. Okay, so attack. And blessings to whoever made this module, because it's awesome. So we only use positive modifiers, so 3, and then we see the defensive value of this artillery unit plus 2, so just a straight 5. And we inflict a cohesion hit. So if we look at the white firepower versus unarmored targets, if we had rolled an exact 5, we would have eliminated the unit, or 0. So we actually had a 20% chance of elimination. That's not bad. Alright, so here we have a 10% chance of elimination. So let's roll it. That's why you play the games, folks. We got it. So that goes straight to the graveyard. That's one less unit that can barrage, so that's pretty awesome. Alright. So we're going to target this. This is another 0-step unit, so 1 in 10 chance of eliminating it. We suppress it, which is good. We do have the option as the allies to convert it to a cohesion hit, but we'll decline. And here, again, let's see if we can do some damage. We get a cohesion hit. So not a bad job for Hermann Goering's Luftwaffe. We got 1 step loss, 1 suppression, and 2 cohesion hits. I've done quite a few landings in this and other scenarios for practice, and it doesn't always go that good. Alright, so let's get these guys set up and on the map. So within 1 hex of 1715 or 1915, 1 unit per hex. So we're just looking to see okay. I've gone too far. Okay. So let's roll these, and we'll take a look at the things we got to look out for. Alright. So, each allied unit projecting a fire zone, each allied unit, AA unit projecting a fire zone, landing in an orchard, vineyard, scrub, or village hex. Alright, so we'll roll, and we're going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good landings. Alright, so those are all below 7. There's no fire zones to speak of on them. So they get just the normal paradrop marker. Alright. So more drops. Within 1 hex of 3314. So we'll go over to 3314. We'll go there, there, and there. So we'll roll 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so even with the +1 for the scrub, there's still no fire zones on there. So they just get the paradrop markers. So landings are going pretty well for them so far. Now, here comes trouble. So he lands a little bit off target. So let's see if anyone has any fire zones on it to speak of. Well, we suppressed the artillery unit. And the mortar has no fire zone. So there are no units with a fire zone on here. So we're still just rolling no modifiers. Alright, so it was another good one. Alright, so then we're back over here. Stick 4 within 1 hex of 3111. So here's 3111. And I didn't say this before, but every unit that parachute lands will always have at least 1 paradrop marker on it. So that's why I'm, adding them on here. All right, so let's roll this one, and this one's important for in a second, and I'll show you why. Yeah. So he'll land here. All right, so this unit has a +1. It does have a fire zone, even though it is an organic artillery. Within 3, it is a direct fire unit and has a fire zone. This MG unit has a fire zone. You can see through your first scrub or orchard hex. So this was a +2. So still makes it very well. Now, within 1 hex of 3111, so we can put this one here, and this unit's fire zone is reduced to adjacent hexes. So this is a 0 modifier. And it gets a 7. And if we look back, anything less than an 8 for a paradrop landing is going to be good. So it's good there. Alright, and then this one we'll stick here. So +1. Another happy landing. Sorry to meme ya. Okay. So then last one here, 4207. Way off target. So they roll 9, so they get the double delay. Alright. So the last thing we need to do is place leaders. So we have this guy here. We'll just stick him here. And we'll stick him here. Alright. So, division activation. So I'll just show you how this works. We'll go over this cup. We'll activate all units in the division. So delete, mark action done. So as you go through, you want to decide if you're going to perform any second actions. And since we do have these formation shits coming up, as well as the direct command, we're probably just going to remove pair drop markers on this first turn. We landed in good order. So there's nothing pressing or critical. I reserve the right to change my mind. Maybe we want to try and take this unit out. It's not a bad idea, now that I'm stopping to think about it. So what I could do is I could hit him with the well, you know what? The allies are not going to be able to rally off that cohesion hit since it's adjacent, and if it tries to move out of the fire zone, it is going to take an opportunity fire. Couple opportunity fires, so we'll just give it a rest for now. So everyone here is free and ready to go, except this guy, which is just going to flip down. Too bad. Alright, so that's the division shit out of the way. So we are going to, and this is kind of the normal convention here. If we put this here, what's going to happen? It's just kind of visual reminder, because you never play the last chit. You always save it for next turn. That's just going to be a visual reminder of the last chit. So we'll play 6 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more chits this turn. So let's see who's first. The Allied Direct Command. So the Allies have 3 command points. So we'll mark all of these units as done. So I think the first thing the Allies want to do is they are going to want to get into defensive positions on the airfield. So that will cost 2 direct commands, provoke no opportunity fire. think that's all we'll do, because we don't want to spend everything. And really, from an intelligence perspective, they really don't start with a ton of stuff. They have a poor command rating. They have a poor dispatch rating. So the first couple turns is usually pretty slow going for the Commonwealth. Alright, let's see what's next. Alright. So we have some Germans. So he will rally that off. And then here we have some choices. He will move adjacent on the formation ship, because he can. Can't do that on a division ship. Cannot move adjacent on a division ship. Plus, there's no one here to stop him or opportunity fire at him. Alright, here we can activate with this guy up to 3 independence. So we'll roll for company bonus. We got it. So we're rolling on a feisty 8. And we hit the big 9. And that's how these things happen, folks. Alright, so direct attack on a 3. Company bonus. We got it. So 5 white. Whew, we got the 5 and we got the big step loss. That's nice because it frees up these companies to move up. Up here, this is a white, so this is a leg unit, so it can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, we'll try to move here to here, but before we do, this unit can take an opportunity fire if it makes a troop quality check. So its modified troop quality is 5. So it passes. So it's not in a fire zone, so none of these would apply. So it's just a 0 or 1. So it failed. So that's action 1. Could spend the direct command, but again, I will wait. Alright, so honestly, so here's where like combined tactics comes into play. The better move would have been to barrage this hex and then move up with that cover, because units that are barraged have no fire zone. That being said, still a good shot to take. Actually, we will attack this unit here. Modifiers are better. Company bonus, failed. Suppression. We will not convert, since we don't have any opportunities for fire in the immediate future. Alright, so we'll mark them all as done. So now that we've played that chat, it goes back into the available for purchase. Alright, so now we have our direct command shit. And let's keep up some pressure here. So independence cannot be activated on direct command, which means white and black stripe units cannot be activated on direct command. So let's look at this unit here. See what kind of odds we can set up. Miss the company bonus, but we do get a cohesion hit. So that'll cost us 1 command point, so we have 2 left. And we'll try this unit here. See if we can get anything before they get entrenched. So 5, company bonus hit, so roll a 7. we get a cohesion hit. So that'll cost another point. Alright, so we'll put that away. We'll pull this out. Ooh, Commonwealth. So the first thing we'll do is we'll roll for command points. We get a 4, so that's 2, and I believe in this scenario their rating is 4. Let's take a look. Yes. So they get 6 command points. So they'll go up to 7. Alright. Now we'll roll for dispatch. 6. So they do not get any dispatch points. Alright. So first action. Now, as an exception to the rule, normally on division shits you cannot fire on your first activation. The exception is, of course, if you are a purple unit. So this will cost them nothing. So they hit their company bonus. They're going to roll, and they miss. So now the question is, do we do a second action? What might we do for a second action? We could try and trench, but that's a movement action, and that will draw opportunity fire from this unit. So we would want to have, if we had a mortar unit, maybe one that was in this hex. I don't think we ever did. It's impossible to tell. To barrage it, find some way to kind of reduce the level of the intensity of the pressure here. So we're just going to rally these units. We're going to rally this unit, and we're actually going to spend our second action here to entrench this unit. That's a fail. We do get to put down a minute work, which will give us a +1 next time. We'll be sure to spend our command points so we don't forget. Okay. The big problem with the... Oh, I don't want to say it's a problem, but the restrictions on the division shit are this. 1, you cannot move into an enemy fire zone on your first action. So if you want to do that, you'll have to spend a command point. 2, you can have fire as your first action, unless it's a purple fire unit, which we covered. So those kind of restrictions are kind of tough to navigate. Alright, so this one's not in a fire zone here, so we'll mark that as done. So let's move some of these up. 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4. 2, 4. We'll roll that. I had 10% chance of hitting, but it didn't. Alright, that's good for now. Allied event. Let's see. Airstrike. So I think this is just your basically errant Luftwaffe strike. So they get a free airstrike. Within 3 hexes of a friendly unit. Okay. And do we put that back when we're done? Yes. So we'll just grab one of the ones from here. And let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, let's see if we can get lucky here. Miss. No getting lucky. Alright. So let's see. That goes there. These guys. So he will activate 1, 2, 3. He can activate 3 independence. Yep. So combat attack. Well, he would need someone to spot for him first. So let's slide him into columns. That's 1, 1/2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. What's the village rate for a column? It is 1, so 4. This is a direct fire unit. So we will go, we will mount, and I do have to look this up, because I think mounting finishes your action. Yes, it does. Okay. And then one, I believe that's going to be 2, 3, 4. Now, the definition for indirect fire for spotting. If it is a mortar or organic artillery unit to be firing, make sure the spotter and firing unit belong to the same formation. Or if the spotter is independent, that it is in command of the same formation's leader. Okay. So that is good. Make sure your spotter has a line of sight to the target. Okay. possible suppression. It's out of command, so it can only roll on its troop quality. It cannot spend a command point. And it fails. So it is suppressed. Alright, so at the end of the activation, the leader is moved to a member of its formation. So that's the end of that shit. Alright, last shit of the turn. Oh, actually we should put that there. This is the first shit of next turn. We should put a barrage marker here for that artillery fire, but since it's just coming off now, we won't. So just to go through the sequence of play. Remove all barrages. We have no artillery parks in this scenario. We'll advance the turn marker to the 1700 turn. Alright, no air support. Reinforcements go in reinforcement boxes. Dispatch point segment. So the allies will spend 2 to convert 1 to a dispatch point. So with 2 dispatch points, they will refrain from purchasing its shit, as will the Germans. Okay, so now we put all eligible chits into the mug, which is basically going to be the direct command chits, both division chits, and the allied event chit. The German chit is the first one played. Okay, so let's just mark everyone as moved. Okay, so we'll start with the German event. See what we get. Rally. So I don't think that's going to have any effect since they're in good order. Yep. Allied event. Tanks break down. Okay, so the German armor unit becomes suppressed. Okay, Fallschirmjägers. So command points. So they'll get 2 plus I think 4 is 6. Yeah. So they'll go up to 7 and dispatch 2. So they have a dispatch rating of 2. So they get 1 point for that, and they also had 2 points, so they get another point for that. So they get 2 dispatch points for that. So that's pretty good. All right. So then division activation. We're gonna take this unit out of column. We're gonna take this unit out of column. It's not gonna provoke any opportunity fire since this unit is suppressed. They are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to go, what's the terrain rate for black? So wheeled on road is half. So what kind of axis this is. So that's not blocking terrain, so they can move as far as there. Wait, so where were they? So that's 1, 2.5. And I think that they can unmount for half of their movement points. Let me just make sure that's correct. Yeah. Half of its movement allowance. So we'll do that. And the leader will go there. Over here, we'll go into column for 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. This unit will go. That'll mount. Have a nice amount of command points. Don't want to spend them all just yet. So we'll probably wait there. Alright, next up is Allied Division. Okay, so command points 2 plus 4 is 6. So they'll go from 3 to 9. And division dispatch points 5, so they again get none. So they're going to save some points here to try and convert. So let's start with the easy stuff. We'll remove that. Just gotta double check. Because the Greek units. Yeah. These Greek units, since they're out of command of a leader, they may not activate, even on a division ship. Alright, so here, combat, attack, company bonus, got it, missed. That's a shame. None of these guys can attack. This guy, we will try since they're in range. Rolling, missed. We'll roll for this improvement, and we got it. We got our improved position. So then the question kind of becomes, how many dispatch points do you want to spend or command points do you want to spend to try and move units up? So since you cannot move into a fire zone on the first action, that's going to be what you have to do. So let's see. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's not moving into a fire zone because his fire zone is adjacent. 1, he has no range. 2, he's adjacent to an enemy unit. Same deal there. So these guys up. that isn't a fire zone. Can't do that. So you can see through one of these and into these. So moving into this is a fire zone. Alright. So one of these groups will get a direct command. The other's waiting for the next turn. Alright, so it's the allies. The allies get a direct command. So they're going to move this guy up for 1. They'll fire this guy. Actually, they'll wait. That'll cost 1. That'll cost 1. That'll cost 1. Alright. So next turn we'll start with the German direct command shit. And I think that this is probably a good place to call it for now. I hope that this video was entertaining. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have any feedback, anything that maybe you would try differently, let me know. I am open to ideas to play this game. If not, we'll pick it up soon, and we'll see what happens on the island. Thank you, and have a pleasant day. This is Mike, saying goodbye.